Hello everybody, it's Foxy speaking, and yes, in this video there's me, Foxy, doing this very special video for Dave and Sally Abel. If you didn't know, Dave and Sally Abel were the British couple, elderly couple, married over 50 years, who on this day last week very sadly tested positive for COVID, well, the COVID-19 virus, the coronavirus, and very sadly within a few days ended up getting very ill. Dave particularly, very sadly. So, which was really quite awful. And spent over 3.5 weeks in a hospital in Tokyo in Japan, from Yokahama Bay in Japan, where the cruise ship was docked and quarantined. And to be quarantined for that long in a ship must have felt like an awful long time. Oh, goodness gracious. And to be quarantined that long is really quite something. No, but what about these two, Dave and Sally? They were posting out to the world, or Dave particularly was posting out to the world when the Diamond Princess was quarantined and before their hospital admission. And it was funny actually, before when Dave went back to England from Japan, was when he covered up the screen. You know, and I only just saw this. I mean, I didn't see it when it happened, on the very day it happened, or the very day the video was uploaded, but because if you didn't know, those of you who do watch Dave and Sally, who have followed them from the beginning, I didn't find out about Dave and Sally Abel until April 2020. Because how I found out about them was, they just came back at that point, a few days short after they'd came back home. I saw them on Good Morning Britain, and he was interviewed by Piers Morgan. I mean, it was so funny, this quote he said, this quote from Dave, this sentence, this quote, or you could say, when he was first on Good Morning Britain, when Diamond Princess was first quarantined, do you know what Dave said? He was like, "Lovely to talk to you, and I'm so glad it wasn't Piers." Oh, I say. Yes, and that was terribly funny. And then he was, when he was interviewed by Piers, he was like, "What was the problem? Why don't you want to talk to me?" "Piers, I love you." Oh my goodness. I think he was messing around a bit. And I would understand why he said, "I'm so glad it wasn't Piers," because he does like to challenge people he likes to, he would interview, or, well, Morgan certainly likes to challenge oneself whenever he interviews a newbie, or if he's going to interview someone he's never interviewed before. Whether it just depends on the topic of the subject, I suppose, when he wants to challenge them, you know. And when I first found out about Dave and Sally's channel, it was just amazing. It was tremendous. I was like, I'm following two famous people. And that was the time when he did the EFT series, when I first saw him on his channel. It used to be a former live series, the EFTs, and that was fun. Oh dear. It was great fun. And over months, and then when I started watching his channel, I just grew to love his channel. It was just this much fun. I could tell you, it is this much fun. Over several months of watching his channel, I began to follow it regularly every week. I follow Dave's channel regularly, just to say, and I think some of you who do watch his channel know that I follow it quite regularly, very much so, and very much so, and there are many people from around the world who I've actually made friends with, quite a few of them, well, quite a lot actually. I've made a lot of friends via Dave and Sally from the world. Could be America, Canada, anywhere globally throughout the world I've made friends with. And one of my friends actually said that we were all a family when it comes to watching Dave and Sally's channel. Well, we are kind of like a family a bit, and we all come together. And it's most fun, I do say. And also Dave and Sally were vaccinated against COVID-19 back in earlier this month, in February of this month, well, very early February to say. And when I first actually started watching Dave and Sally's channel, I only just interacted with Dave and Sally, and that was it. I only just interacted with them, even though there were several other people on board from around the world. But over the months that I watched his channel, I began to interact with others, and some of which I really get on very, very well with. And some of them sometimes are very happy whenever they see me. And little did I ever expect that. But it is really nice, all the same, I could tell you. Sorry about that. Where was I going? Oh yes. Over months I began to interact with a few others, or sometimes make a referral to someone's point, you know. Yeah. And one of the former prominent and very, very funny regulars, before he left the chats, was Brumscrub. And he was very well known at the time when I came on. And the reason, I should have not just focused on interacting with only Dave and Sally when I first came on. I really should have socialised with others instead of just them. I really should. I only wanted to stay on the safe side when I didn't interact when I interacted with nobody but Dave and Sally. But over several months, I just began to socialise with a fewer people at a time, and now I just socialise with loads of people whenever I go on to the live streaming chats. A great many people I socialise with, particularly there are quite a lot of ladies I happily socialise with, and some of who, much to my surprise, are quite happy to see me, or whenever I socialise with them. But just to assure you, I do not flirt with the ladies. I only socialise with them nicely. I wouldn't want to flirt with them. That would be wrong of me. And it would probably make Dave jealous if I did ever become a flirt to the channel, but there are a lot of people I socialise with, and I've began to socialise with quite regularly, saying friendly hellos and such, and they sometimes say a friendly hello back. Little did I ever think this would happen, but here we are, it's gone forth. What else was I going to say? And also, it was in September of 2020. It was on the 20th of September of 2020. I remember Dave very, very openly, talking to me about something. I was at like nearly 40, I didn't come on the chat till nearly 40 minutes later. And this is what he said after I said hi to him and then said something. He was like, there was several seconds silence from Dave. He was like, So Foxy, I've been looking at a couple of your videos, and I used to be a train spotter when I was a young lad, and what was the name of the books? Ian Allen? Was it Ian Allen who wrote the book on this was the days in steam trains? No, this was what he spoke about, and then I was the one who told him that, yes, it was Ian Allen, and said that I have one of his books. And he was like, that's right, Ian Allen. Is that who it was? Yeah, he was the big guy in trains in my youth. Actually, that's very true. For those of you who were on the live stream on the 20th of September when Dave said all of this, yes, it is very true. Ian Allen was a very, very big and prominent rail enthusiast who did see a lot of steam trains in Dave's younger days, and in Dave's youth and Sally's youth, yes. Before the end of the steam, that was. Before they were moved to preserved steam railways, or those who were really deemed not good for use, scrapped up in the smelter's yard. Oh, awful. No, but it is true. When I said that I have one of Ian Allen's books on the 20th of September 2020, it is very, very true, and I could not deny that. In fact, it's very true. I do have one of Ian Allen's books. Yes. Yes, and he spoke so openly about it. Are we moving house, David and Sally? Yep, we are. We're moving down to Brighton to be close to Foxy. Sally ended up laughing in a fit of laughter, and then Dave, smiling, then said, want to go on the trains with him and see what he finds so exciting about the trains. Oh my. Well, it was very, very funny actually when he said that. But I would actually be surprised if he did move over to Brighton in East Sussex in England, which is where I'm located. Yes. No, but we will actually meet up in Brighton one day. Not now, but in the future, lingering ahead and heading forth. But certainly, I mean, I don't know if I should say this, but I cannot wait to meet up with Dave and Sally Abel. It would be just a real dream come true to meet up with the pair of them. And all the friends I've made from around the world, it was just wonderful, and some of them are just one of the greatest friends I've ever made. We have a lot of fun on Dave's and Sally's channel, great fun, and we have our moments of silliness and fun and all the rest of it, and sharing kindness and compliments and all the rest of it. But I should tell you, it's between you and me. I won't say who this is, but one of the participants who takes part in the live streaming chats, she's probably watching, but she is my best friend, and she's a friend I heartily cherish and treasure and treasure very, very much. That's something I could share. But there are many others I do get along with, particularly a few ladies, but not in a flirtatious way, just in a friendly way. But yes, it would be an absolute dream come true, to meet up with Dave and Sally, once the ensuing COVID kerfuffle is passed, and certainly once we're vaccinated, sometime after being vaccinated against COVID, and to meet up with Honey and Pud. I think it's unlikely I'd see Honey, but hopefully I will. But I think it's more likely I'd see Pud with Dave and Sally. And I would probably love to walk Pud with Dave and Sally. I really would when we meet up. And Pud is a lot of fun, especially when he makes a cameo or a few cameos or two on whenever he stars in Dave and Sally's videos. Yes. There are many, many good quotes from Dave and Sally. Small, Google it, find out. This was a person, Small, who came on to the live stream once because he was asking what was a Freemason, and then Dave was said to him, and that was the line Dave said. And that's very true. He didn't say it rudely, he only said it as as a recommendation to Small, because Small was quite interested to find out. I mean, Small only ever came on once, Yes, and And I have to say, Dave has been really, he and Sally are a tremendous source of entertainment. And, you know, when the twinkle goes out of my eyes with Dave and Sally, I'll turn out my toes and die. I just love their entertainment and friendly hospitality in every way. And I really couldn't criticise Dave or Sally in any way for the entertaining YouTubing contents the two of them gratefully provide and such. But one of the funniest things about Dave and Sally, it was something I did back. It was quite strange what I did back in it was October of 2020, and I mentioned Terence the cat. Saying that Pud looked as handsome as him, and then Sally was like, oh, I hope if Dave and Sally are watching this, I hope Pud is not in the room with them. Sally said, "Where's the pussycat?" And then she's laughing, and that was Pud growling away. And then Dave was like, "Hear that? Just mention that word, and he's off. Pud, where's the pussycat?" And then this is Dave. "Do you want to see Terence the cat?" Crash, crash, crash from Pud. "Oh, Michael, do you want to see Terence the cat, Pud?" "Yeah." Sorry. I was nearly about to laugh my head off. I mean, I was laughing quite a bit actually when I saw this. On the very day it happened. I'm sure some of you actually did see this on the very day it happened. If you did see it that day, I'm sure some of you were really laughing. Yes. Oh my gracious. And I'm just so, I can't say how fortunate I am to have found out about Dave and Sally, because I mean, I didn't find out about them in February because on the very day they tested positive, which was unknown to me till I found out in April of almost a year ago, my dear grandfather Edmund very, very sadly passed away that very day, which was, oh, heartbreaking news. And I'm so glad Dave and Sally have really helped me to overcome the loss of Edmund. And one of my new friends I made from Dave and Sally, she taught me something I will cherish heartily for a lifelong lifetime. And I probably won't say it anymore because I don't want to make Dave jealous when we next encounter each other online before we meet up face to face. No, I don't want to make him jealous, no. And I should be very careful what I should say because I really do not want to be blocked from his channel. I mean, although Dave has the most wonderful, wonderful channel, I do say. Many people, particularly quite a few ladies, very, very much like him. But don't forget, the ruling on his channel is strict, Viking strict, in terms of behavioural standards and behaving properly. Because anyone who attempts, any trolls who start trolling Dave, or anyone who attempts to troll Dave, that's it, you're blocked immediately. Okay, right, get ready everybody, it's time to say goodbye to someone. Bye-bye. Or, so, guess what? You've gone. You've gone. For the rightful reason, so that they don't upset others. No, but there was actually, I think it was back in August 2020, it was one night I got extremely drunk, and I shouldn't have gotten that drunk, especially when there was quite a lot of COVID going on, and even now, in the summer of 2020, I really shouldn't have gotten that drunk that day, and then as the very next day I watched them hungover, and I was gloating about when I got drunk, and that did lead to upsetting a few people, and I really should not have gloated like that. And I really am sorry for whoever I did upset that day. I am dreadfully sorry. No, but despite that, I really have made many, many friends via Dave and Sally. some of whom give me have made some endearing compliments about me in the past, and I appreciated it very, very much. Yes, and I'm just so glad I did find out about him, and how he and Sally did help me overcome the loss of Edmund properly, because when I lost Edmund, I was absolutely shattered. I mean, I didn't know what to do. But here we are. When I encountered Dave and Sally, everything was nearly wonderful once a week. And, well, it's wonderful seeing their channel, and I just so cannot wait to meet up with them. You know, I just cannot wait to go on a steam railway with Dave and Sally, because he very much likes steam trains. A miniature railway, because he said they're fun. Going out for a drink with him, or for a meal. And there was one time, when I was on one of his live streams, I actually said, when we meet up, could we have our picture taken? And then Dave was sitting on a bench together. And then Dave was like, absolutely, Foxy, in a hot tub? And when he gave me an offer to have a picture of me and him in a hot tub together, several months ago now, I was very, very sceptical about that idea. I mean, I think, when I look back at it now, I think I was too sceptical about it. But now, if he were to ask me that question now, or give me that offer now, I would say, count me in, Dave. It would be wonderful if the two of us did. And also, not only would it be wonderful to have a picture in, I've really got to be very, very careful here, picture of me and Dave in a hot tub together. I think the picture of us two together in a red hot sauna room together, having a nice non-alcoholic cocktails or a beverage, and a nice meal in a red hot sauna room, and with like a towel over one of my shoulders, wrapped up and everything, would be just tremendous. But things like going in canals, outdoor canals, no, or an outdoor swimming pool, no, that's out the question. No, because it would be too cold for me. Maybe not for Dave or any of you watching who does follow Dave and Sally, or those of you who do like outdoor swimming pools. No, I wouldn't want to do that with I'm afraid. I'd happily watch him from sitting in the hot sunshine, or whatever the temperature is, whether it's, I mean, even if it's quite cold for me, but I'll just have to put a coat on in that summer day, and with a jumper on, not this jumper, but a lighter one. I'd happily watch, but no. Going into an outdoor canal and an outdoor swimming pool, no, it's a bit too cold for me, and no, because I do unfortunately feel the cold a lot more, especially if Dave's watching. I would tell him, and you know, unfortunately, why I wouldn't do that, because when you get older, oneself feels the cold more, and I'm certainly one of those individuals who feels the cold more. Dear, oh dear. I think some of you might verbally slam me for saying this. Or Dave probably, but probably not in a terrible way. No, you know, but I'm well all the same, despite feeling the cold more. But it's one of those things that does happen as you get older, when you feel the cold more. Sadly, Dave and Sally went through. They really deserve a special video giving them congratulations video of well wishes actually, and well wishes and wishful blessings from not just me, but from anybody who follows Dave and Sally and who does largely revere Dave and Sally. I think they should all do a special video for them, giving them well wishes and wishful blessings and such, you know, whether it's doing them a Christmas video for them, an Easter video for them, a birthday video for them, on their individual birthdays, or starting up something wonderful, anything of that sort. I really think they should. It's only a statement, and those are only my humble opinions. I'm not ordering any of you who does largely revere Dave and Sally, I'm not ordering you to make a special video for them. They're just suggestions all the same. No. You know, and sometimes when I have to say I do love being on their channel. I know I've said it a great many times, but I wanted to say the proper reason. It always makes me feel right. They make me feel right inside their home whenever I watch their live streaming chats, or and whenever I interact with lots of friends who take part in the live streaming chats. I mean, it really makes me feel right at home, and it's a very humble, hospitable atmosphere, and certainly can I feel it very, very well. And if there were anyone who does happen to reprise their appearance from several months ago, it would be an elating delight. And I don't know if I should share this, but I feel elated to be a part of Dave and Sally's YouTubing community and to take part in it whenever I can. I'm terribly elated. And it's an elating, wonderful, wonderful time watching their contents. You know. Oh, yes. And, I mean, sorry if it does strike any of you strange, this, but Dave and Sally, they deserve a video like this, and also Dave and Sally are COVID entertainers, and Dave and Sally, particularly Dave, is COVID entertainer #1 on YouTube. Out of 6 other COVID entertainers I've greatly endorsed. Absolutely, and I have to say, Dave, you have a wonderful channel, and I'm just so elated to be a part of it. And this special video for you and Sally, if you're watching, I give you all my wonderful wishes to you. I couldn't give you any wonderful wishes. I could throw all of my wonderful wishes, really from my heart, to both you, yourself and Sally, and Honey and Pud. Very, very much indeed. Yarring can certainly be catchy, I'm sorry. But also, Dave, if you are still watching, I just can't tell you how proud I am of you. For being vaccinated against COVID, you and Sally, I just can't tell you how proud I am for both of you. And I'm eagerly awaiting my COVID vaccine, along with all the other friends who take part in it, in all the fun you and Sally provide. And yes, absolutely wonderful. And thank you all for watching indeed. Please let me know what your thoughts were in the comments down below, and I am sorry if this does strike any of you as strange. But I only did it, it was only my rightful choice to make this for Dave and Sally, because I felt it was the rightful choice to make, and I know something like this could, not only would this make Dave happy, it could make anyone happy, a video like this. You know. Thank you so much indeed for watching. And thank you indeed for watching, Dave and Sally. If you're watching, my very best wishes to the two of you. And also my very best wishes for your future cookery show, which you and Sally and Louise do very much in, and you two both do exceptionally well with it. And I'm just so sorry I didn't follow you from the beginning, but I'm so glad I've came aboard. Thanks so much indeed for watching, and I shall certainly see you in the very next video. Bye-bye everybody, another time, ta-ta, goodbye, goodbye. And I might show something, this might not be the very, very end, but towards the end there'll be something I'll show before this video actually finishes. Bye-bye. Ta-ta, another time, everybody.
There's a tear in your eye, and I'm wondering why, for it never should be there at all. With such power in your smile, sure as stone you'd beguile, so there's never a teardrop should fall. When your sweet lilting laughter's like some fairy song, and your eyes twinkle bright as can be, you should laugh all the while and all other times smile, and now smile a smile for me. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring. In the lilt of Irish laughter you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they steal your heart away. For your smile is a part of the love in your heart, and it makes even sunshine more bright. Like the linnet's sweet song crooning all the day long, comes your laughter so tender and light. For the springtime of life is the sweetest of all, there is ne'er a real care or regret. And when springtime is ours, throughout all of youth's hours, let us smile each chance